Hey guys, Comic Book Junkie again, coming to you with my part 4 of my investment video. This video is going to mainly focus on eBay and best ways to make get the stuff for the cheapest. Because obviously, if you want to make money on stuff, you need to get stuff for a reasonable price. Now, one person I love to watch their videos is Mercenaut's videos on the deals that he gets. And I mean, I think that guy could just make money going from comic book store to comic book store, buying from them, and then turning around and selling them on eBay, because he does such a good job at knowing the market and picking up books and turning around and selling them. Now, I don't have the benefit of being able to go to a lot of stores. You know, I got 2 kids. I got soccer 4 nights a week, plus 2 games Saturday, 2 games Sunday. I guess I got a church thing going on Friday. So literally, our life is always hectic and crazy, and I just don't have the time. Comic book stores are quite a distance away from me. The closest one's like 40 minutes. So, and there are smaller ones that are close to me. To go to one that I really would enjoy to go to is at least an hour. So I don't get to go that often, and I don't have that knowledge in my head as much as Mercenaut does. No, I mean, I know you can look stuff up on the internet, but I just can't. I don't keep up to date on a lot of the modern stuff, but I mainly focus, on what I currently want to collect, or, getting a deal on some of those things, which would, be a long-term investment. So the very first thing that I want to tell everybody about, because I don't think everybody knows about eBay bucks. I've seen a few people mention them in videos recently, but one thing I don't like about eBay is they don't really advertise their eBay bucks. It's like it's secret. So you have to look it up on the internet on how to request getting those eBay bucks, and then understanding on how it actually works. So what happens is with eBay bucks is you basically get 2% off everything you buy as a kickback and to buy something later. But it doesn't happen all right away. So what you need to do is you basically need to spend $250 every 3 months on eBay to get your earnings. If you don't earn at least $5 in eBay dollars, which that equates to $250 every quarter, then you won't actually get a check. And the check that they give you is to be spent the next month. So you have to spend it in that month, or you then lose that money. It doesn't carry forward. There's nothing like that. So you basically need to spend $250 every month, and then use that money that you got on another item. So really, from an eBay standpoint, it really makes them make probably more money in the long run of people spending money, but they don't seem to advertise it very well. But you definitely want to be doing that. I mean, if you're doing the eBay bucks and you're doing eBay a lot, you effectively made 2% if you turned around and sold it for the same. And obviously, if it was on eBay, there'd be fees and stuff like that. But in theory, you're going to make a little bit back that way. So that's the first thing you need to do on eBay. Next thing is, you really got to set in your head what you want to get a book for and stick to that. And I know that can really keep you from getting some of the books you want, but when you overpay, it's a lot harder to get money back, especially if you're chasing something that's hot. So the next thing I would recommend is don't go after the hot books. And if you are going after the hot books, then be realistic on what amount you want to pay. I mean, don't say, oh, well, I'm going to save 50 or 25% because I'm the king of the deals. It's kind of hard to do that if you're chasing something that's very popular. So stick to your dollars. I mean, here's an example, and these I haven't shown yet. I just got these. These just showed up in the mail. But I've been wanting to get this Wizard #1 for a couple years now. And I've looked for it, and I haven't found on, and a lot of them are beat up. And people want a lot of money for this thing. And I don't want to spend a lot of money for it. This is just sentimental value to me because I used to love reading the Wizard magazines. And I think Spider-Man looks pretty cool there with the Wizard, outfit on, and the web that looks like a wand. So my goal was to not spend more than $20 on this thing, and I mean, it only cost $250 when it was out. I think $20 is quite a bit to pay for this, anyways. But people want a lot of money for this thing. I've seen them, maybe sell for $30, but I pretty much said I didn't want to spend $30. So I've bid on a few of them. I haven't won them, and I just kind of go to the next one, and I just check back every once in a while. And then I saw this one, and it's in pretty good condition. There's a little ding there and a little ding down here, and the rest of it, there's a little tiny one up here too, and a little spot there. But the rest of this book looks really good, and these Wizard magazines aren't in the best condition generally because you were looking through them and using it as a price guide and stuff and reading the articles. So I got this, and it came also with number 2, which is pretty cool. And then the guy also just threw in this one free. And I got this for, I think, $16 plus shipping, so it ended up costing me, I think, $21 for all of it. But, you know, I was willing, that's $1 higher than I wanted to pay. That includes shipping, and it comes with number 2, which I like number 2 as well. It was not one that I was necessarily wanting to have to get, but I thought, well, it's kind of cool, I'll get it, and, you know, stuck to my price range. So my next book, which is also a recent pickup, which I've been looking for this for a little while, thanks to Rob Wise Guy. I mean, I watch his videos and I want to spend money. And this one is an example of a book that is really hot right now. So you're not going to get the deals that you want to get on these books. So, you know, this is limited to 100. So there's not a large group of these. I tried to get the graded one that's been out there for a while, and the guy would just not budge on his price. And I just, you know, I actually tried a couple times. Like another thing that I'll talk about is going back to a person after they've denied it. Like watch over a period of time and go back at the end of a month, and then go back in another month, and just keep saying, hey, you know, I'm still willing to pay this, and like, well, I don't want to sell it for that, but eventually you might whittle them down a little bit. So I got this, and I couldn't get it at the exact price I wanted. I wanted to pay $75 for this, and I was with shipping, and I was probably pushing a little bit too hard on that, because I know it's really, you know, a lot of the sales have been $100, and everybody I negotiated with kept throwing that in my face that, well, a lot of the sales have gone for $100, and I was pretty much, well, I don't want to pay $100, so that's pretty much the mentality I went with. So I got this for $80, but I also got, which I wanted this book, East to West Ghost variant. I got that for $9.99, and that was with shipping for both of those. So it was the same dealer. So I kind of negotiated the deal with, okay, well, if I take this one as well, and I've seen this Ghost variant go for a decent amount of times. It seems to be going lower, but you know, the thing is, bundle the deal, and the best way to bundle a deal is start to get the individual book for the lowest you possibly can, and then say, hey, well, I'm also interested in X book, and then when you get interested in that book, then you start talking and negotiating and get the price even lower. So, you know, it's all about the deal, and also just being willing to walk away. Now, my next example is going to be in my next haul, and I'm not going to tell you the actual book that I got. It's one that I'm wanting on my list, and I'll show it. I don't have it yet. But I have been watching a book that's pretty rare, hard to find, and I've been wanting it for a while. And this guy's had it for sale for a while, and I have been trying to get it from him for 4 months, I think, since I've noticed them being sale, 4 consecutive months. And I, you know, used up all my offers, turned them all down. So I pulled the go back in a month and again say, hey, I'm willing to pay this. And every single time, this guy comes back with, well, it's super rare, so I'm not willing to part with it for that. I'm like, well, there doesn't seem to be a demand because no one's buying it. And, you know, we'd go back and forth, and he just would not budge at all. I mean, he wouldn't even throw me a price back. He would just say, no, I'm not doing that. So I kept sticking with the same price. And I'd go back the next month, same deal. He's probably getting tired of seeing any emails from me. So yesterday I did the same thing, and I got shot down again. But so I was looking at his other items he has for sale, and he has a couple other of the books in the same series, which I would like to have. I didn't really need those graded. I just wanted the first one graded. But I was like, well, okay, I'll try to see. I'll go back to him again and say, hey, well, what would you be willing to do if I bought all of these? And we went back and forth for a while. He actually started quoting me some prices. And I ended up getting, if you look at the prices of the individual books, which all 3 were on sale, and that was the first thing he said to me, well, they're all on sale. And I said, well, it's still not a good enough deal for me. So what he ended up doing is he had me pay full price for the one I really wanted. And then he generated an invoice to me via PayPal for the other 2. So what I think he did is he took them off eBay pretty much, so he could give me additional money back by saving, the fees on there, because he didn't want me to pay on those books, but yet the invoice he sent me shows those books. So I got 3 books, and I'll talk about the price when I go in the actual video when I show those books, because I don't want to talk about it now, because I'll kind of give the books away. But it's been the hardest negotiation that I've gone through so far. But in the end, if you look at the average price of what I paid for these, I feel like I got the price that I wanted and a little bit better than what I wanted with the combination deal. Now, obviously, I had to end up showing out more money, and I bought 2 books that I wanted to have, but I didn't want them necessarily graded. But 2 of them are 9.6s, and the 2 that are 9.6s, I pretty much got those cheaper than they list them for in like my comic shop, not graded, so and lower grade. So, I mean, obviously that's an example of my comic shop on some of the books that they have that are way too pricey. But so anyway, and another thing too is, like, I bought this New Mutants book, and this is an example of it wasn't that popular when I bought it. Now it's gone up a little bit recently, as there's talk of a New Mutants movie and stuff. And this is definitely a book that I would recommend you guys going out and buying from an investment standpoint, because this is the first true appearance of the New Mutants, and it was the first appearance in a graphic novel, which is a black cover, which is a thick cover, so you can get the breaks on the corners and stuff, and black covers are hard to get in high grades. I don't know what the print run was on these. I don't think they were super high compared to the other books at the time. I mean, we're talking hundreds of thousands back in the day. I know there's not as many as that in the graphic novels. But so this is the first appearance of the New Mutants, and it's a graphic novel, and it's at 9.0. Now, this is a book that at the time wasn't super popular, so there were several of these out there. And it's just an example of I go down bidder to bidder, and it's like, hey, will you take this? Will you take this? And just because they don't have a buy it now price doesn't mean you can't negotiate with the person. I mean, the worst thing they can do is tell you no. You're never going to know unless you try. Now, you don't want to insult the people, but and the other thing too is save some of these guys that have made deals with you in your eBay as a seller you want to follow, because when I go back to these guys and negotiate, I always throw out, oh, well, I bought a lot of stuff off of you. Now, granted, I might have got a lot of stuff for a good deal, but they appreciate that repeat business, and they're more willing to give a good deal to someone, when you're willing to buy a lot of stuff from them. So, just that's pretty much it. Just kind of talking on eBay. I think I covered everything I wanted to talk about on eBay. But again, walk away when the deal's not there. Walk away. Don't buy something. You eventually get it maybe cheaper, or sometimes you'll lose out. But when you're investing in stuff and you're wanting to save money, you're not always gonna win. Talk to you later. Comic Book Junkie out.